Hi, welcome to the Market Alert for Tuesday, the 12th of July 2016. So in the first part of yesterday's session, the market moved up sharply. As I mentioned in yesterday morning's Market Alert, they want the market up, and this is precisely what we saw, but the market then came back, waited for George Speak to speak, and then the market reversed and moved higher. There were no signals in the first part of the session. But in the second part, we had a buy signal that failed. The market filling this one right on the high of this bar at 1940, and then straight back down within 2 bars to take out for a loss of just over 16 points there, as the market then found support initially at the 18,250 level. This was followed by a sell signal at 8:30. I didn't take this trade because I'd already switched off, thinking the market was going to remain sideways. But for those that did, the market went down to recoup the loss. But as I say, I'd had enough by this point and decided to call it a day. A 16-point loss was not too bad, given that the market had been sideways for a few hours before that as well. In the daily chart, most of the move was put in the first part of the session, or rather in the pre-market session, as prices moved through the 18,117, the 18,137, and heading back up to the all-time high there of 364, which you can see there. So the market now poised to take out the May 2015 high. If I just bring that back down again so you can see that, and it's just a matter of time before it actually does this. Again, the market's going up on low volume. You can see the moving average moving down. This is an engineered either plunge protection or whatever it is just moving this market to the upside. Prices are just being marked up. There is no real buying in this market. On today's news front, after the market opens, we've just got the JOLTS job opening. This is at 3 p.m. and that's just a medium impact news item. So we could do with a bit more news to move the market. And speaking of which, yesterday's move came about thanks to Bernanke. I thought he cleared off to run a hedge fund, but it appears that Saint Bernanke is still around. Something big indeed came. Bernanke's Japan visit unveils helicopter money. I'll explain what that is in a moment. And sparks monster rally. So the meeting wasn't so secret that it actually got out, but Bernanke went to meet Kuroda and Abe. And as Zero Hedge said a few weeks ago, they warned of something big coming to Japan, and it turned out to be Bernanke. But there you go. So we've seen a massive rally in the USD JPY since his visit, and also it appears, if I can just find the piece I'm looking for, it's not just 100 billion fiscal expansion coming out of Japan shortly. It comes in conjunction with an imminent expansion of even more Bank of Japan monetary stimulus. And it says here that the Bank of Japan is set to announce an expansion of its monthly bond and equity purchases. Can you believe this? I think they own I think the Bank of Japan's bank now owns about 95% of its stock market. It's absolutely ridiculous. There's no free market where stocks are concerned anymore. And on July the 29th, Abe will probably introduce fiscal stimulus by year end, according to the Macquarie Bank. And basically, as it says here, so is this the start of helicopter money? It would appear to be so. So what is helicopter money? We've had QE, nominal, as it says over here on the left, we've got nominal. As it says here, we've got nominal GDP targeting, switch from inflation targeting away from CPI and M2. And then we had the QE, where the banks just printed money and then bought bank debt, and stocks are now in Europe buying corporate debt as well. But helicopter money is slightly different. It's coordinated fiscal and monetary easing, and this is the one that's going to interest a lot of people. Over here on the left, we've got central bank directly sends money to households and governments. and thereby cutting out the banking system. I think at the moment they've got to change legislation or something to do with the banking legislation in order to do this, but it's interesting to see that as it says here, the money never repaid, permanent, no interest paid on bank reserves, because it circumvents the banking system. It's just that's how desperate things have become to keep the debt-based and Ponzi scheme alive, purely and simply because they've printed more money than they can actually service the debt on. And it's been like this now for quite some time in Japan. So coming to a country near you shortly, we could see helicopter money being dropped. And if you think it's just something that Zero Hedge is putting out there and a bit of propaganda from the alternative media, well, not quite, because Milton Friedman's helicopter money is looking less crazy, according to Bloomberg. Increasingly, central bankers, economists and market watchers are discussing the pros and cons of what's called helicopter money, a 47-year-old idea that posits a way to kickstart an economy through dropping money on its citizens. So let's wait and see. As I've been criticised in the past before, when I said that interest rates would go to zero, which is now known as ZIRP, and I said they would go negative, which is NIRP, and now we're going to see possibly helicopter money, giving money direct to citizens in order to go and buy the latest TV and anything else that they want with this money to keep the debt-based ludicrous system alive. So there you go. That's an interesting aside there, and that's why you saw the market moving higher yesterday and over the last few days, because as I say, Sate Bernanke's been out to Japan. Nothing to do with the Federal Reserve anymore, or has he? I don't know. But obviously he's been out there, had a chat with Abe and Kurudo, and it looks like he said, look chaps, if you don't do this, Japan's going to go bust. You now need to start giving money to your citizens to go out and spend to create the much needed inflation that we need to get out of the mess that I created when I was in office. So there you go. Finally, we've got the implied volatility. 1065, 1045 is last year's low of the 17th of July, and we're 5 days off that. Let's see if we can get to it. You can see this in the chart. We all know what happened a month later in August. The Dow dropped 1,000 points in the pre-market session after the implied volatility made that yearly low of 1045. But can't guarantee that will be the same, but surely what I can guarantee is that there is going to be a drop in the stock market if we do get down to those levels. As the night follows day, that's always been the case since uncovering this back in the 1990s. Right, that's it for this morning. I will see you in tomorrow's alert and also reporting on other matters. Other than that, have a good day, and thanks for watching.